Today we're going to be talking about the most disappointing game of 2022, and this game is something that everybody hyped up except for me. I never covered the game on my channel, but everybody hyped this game up, and even after it released I didn't really want to play it until I got convinced to do it on stream. And the game I am talking about is Bloodlines. Bloodlines was definitely the most disappointing game of 2022, and we're gonna get straight into why I think and I am saying this. Now, Bloodlines is a high-stakes action-adventure Roblox Naruto game where exploration is the key element of the experience, and it costs 200 Robux to get into. Now, that was the first red flag for me. This Naruto game that kind of looked mediocre costed 200 Robux. Now, after spending 200 Robux to actually get in, I did spend some money in order to spin my clan, and thankfully the first spin was Uchiha. But that was the start of the beginning of the most annoying, irritating gameplay experience that I have ever experienced ever. But I didn't notice at the time, because spinning Uchiha is like the worst thing that could ever happen to you in this game. Now let's talk about that. Being an Uchiha in this game just put a giant and the most massive target on your back. First of all, if you weren't being targeted by hackers in order for them to steal your eyeballs, you're getting targeted by groups of 50 players chasing you down across the map just because you had red eye. Now, it didn't start off all bad because you don't start off the game having your Sharingan unlocked, but once you do, best believe it's going to be the worst experience of your life. And if you get your eyes stolen, you can't see anything. So majority of the time you're better off combat logging. But even then, if you progress a lot and end up combat logging a lot, you're going to end up wiping your character, and that leads us to the next point, which is permadeath. Permadeath was really annoying in this game, mainly because it takes super long to grind up your progression. It takes super long to get chakra fragments, it takes super long to get chakra points, and then you have to repeat the quest that you did from before, and then racial progress takes forever to do, and the skill tree is actually very slow to progress through. It is super irritating to get wiped in this game, and it kind of puts you off. Now, the permadeath in this game was inspired from Rogue Lineage. That kind of did permadeath right, and even when you died in Rogue Lineage, you could just grind up again and it wouldn't take that long. Whereas in this game, it takes you a fortnight. It was more of a nuisance than a fun gameplay experience, than a fun gameplay feature. Now, apart from everything being unbalanced, that's really almost every single Roblox anime game. The combat was mid. I did not enjoy the PvP. Even the PvE in this game wasn't that fun, genuinely. A lot of people did like it, but a lot of people didn't like it, and I am definitely on the side of the people who didn't like it. Fighting bosses was boring, and the bosses looked like they were made in 2008. Honestly, take a look at this boss fight.
This how we beat the church night. That's what
the church night good. The church night good.
That's what the church night method.
He's a demon, bro. Like,
can't even hit what's in front of him.
What I did? What I did? When I tell you what I did, you what I did.
Yo, these bosses are easy, bro.
That's a deep woken boss. What are you talking about?
I fought Bloodlines on my account on email.
That's the deep woken boss.
Nice,
This is what saying I get up Bloodlines.
Right, are you telling me this is a 2022 Roblox anime game? Genuinely not. Yeah, it was kind of mid, very mid. I'm sorry if you like this game, and I don't mean to bash the developers too tough, but it was bad. Okay, it was bad. And if I don't enjoy the PvE in the game and I don't enjoy the PvP, what is the point of the game? The PvE is mid and the PvP is mid. Now, what I will say is the game did have an interesting concept for progression, but I don't think that ideas, what they envisioned progression to be like in this game, was executed correctly. The execution of the game was actually very poor. It just felt like an old game. It wasn't fun to play. And even when I was playing with friends, I was just kind of like, can we get off the game and play something else? A lot of annoying things. That leads us to our next point, the sin mechanic. Now, the sin mechanic works similar to how chaotic and orderly works in Rogue Lineage, except Sin is completely terrible. Now for Sin, even in order to gain Sin, all you had to do was grip players. And you may think if you don't want Sin, just don't grip players, but there are a lot of times where people will attack you and you need to defend yourself. And in cases where you win situations like that, you can't grip the player that's trying to kill you, even if they initiated combat, because that would give you Sin. And it's very annoying, especially if you don't want Sin. And yes, you can argue, yeah, you can just go to the NPCs and reset your Sin. There's a quest that helps reset Sin, but again, it's kind of annoying. It kind of makes the feature kind of useless, and having Sins was really bad. You can't sell items in towns, and I felt like this was really bad because whilst you're progressing, you need to sell items that you get. Kind of like Rogue Lineage, you get trinkets, you sell the trinkets to buy weapons and armors, etc. You can't sell trinkets in town if you have Sin. So it's kind of stupid. And for some reason, the developers decided not to have a town where people with Sin can set their spawns and sell trinkets at. Why is there not a town for people with Sin? It just makes sense to have. Some sort of abandoned village for rogue ninjas would make sense, and it would completely solve that issue. I'm not too sure what the developers were thinking. Yeah, the Sin feature was really stupid. And there are a lot more mechanics and features that made this game absolutely dreadful, but I genuinely don't feel like sitting down here and bashing on the game for 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to hear me be negative for that long. For what it's worth, I did invest quite a few Robux into this game, not only to play it, but to spin races and, you know, enjoy playing the games with friends. And I bought people access to the game. So if you enjoyed Bloodlines, GG to you. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of those people, and Bloodlines is currently sitting on about 200 players, which is pretty good for a game that did not update. This game doesn't update. I'm pretty sure the player base got scammed of update 1. They said the update 1 was gonna come out and they delayed it or something like that. There was a whole video drama surrounding update 1, but I quit the game long before update 1 was even a thing, so the game not having content was not an issue for me. I actually didn't care. Anyways, that's it from me. I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.